Hey there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. We're looking at a Toyota Alphard. This one here, 2006, with just 60,000 kilometers on it. The car was bought from auction here in Japan, and this one's going to be going over to Canada. We're just going to do a quick walk-around video to showcase the condition of it, compare it to the auction inspection sheet, and then boot it on a boat over to Canada to New Westminster, which is in BC, which is where I come from. So, kind of cool to see these cars going to my home area. Here you can see 60,210. This is, being in 2006, that makes it a 17-year-old vehicle, so it's very low mileage, even by Japanese standards. Most minivans are driven by people who expect to put on higher mileage in their cars, and so good to see a nice low mileage one. I gotta say though, what's going on with this button? Did the person have like spikes for fingers? They ruined their buttons. Weird. Okay, we'll come back to the interior in a sec, and yeah, it is a minivan. The interior is quite important for that, and so do stay tuned for that if that's what you're into. This is a V6 version. You can get it with a 2.4-liter four-cylinder or 3-liter V6. This one is a 3-liter V6. Automatic transmission. Of course, there is no manual. Manual minivans, very few and far between. Not too many of them. Okay, so first off, the engine oil and the coolant, both A-OK. No issue there. The oil looks like it's been recently replaced. It hasn't even gone dark yet, and so that's a plus. I don't know too much about how the mileage is on this. I suspect it's not too good, but if you compare it to the North America Sienna, which is the Toyota minivan there, I'm sure this is a lot better. The Sienna, I don't really like any of the North American Toyotas. I find that they're not Japanese enough for me. The Sienna and the Tundra, and to a lesser extent the Tacoma, these vehicles feel very North American to me, and it's bad use of space, bad fabrics and interior panels inside, and bad driving dynamics. Maybe bad is the wrong word, but not as good. I find that these are excellent use of space inside. They're very boxy, as you can see. This gives you more access to what room is available, given the same footprint. It's not that big, it's easy to drive, but by Japanese standards, you would consider this a fairly large minivan. They don't really get bigger than that here. The Alphard and the Elgrand are the two big boys. And let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. So this is all the information given to us from the auction, plus a few pictures. So it's a 2006 Alphard. This is an MS version. You actually can get this as a hybrid with a 2.4-liter engine and then a hybrid synergy drive like from the Prius. It is a little bit more expensive at auction. These gasoline ones are quite good value, I would say. And, 60,000 kilometers, you got a lot of life left in this vehicle. Okay, 3-liter engine, auction grade 4. This is a 4-wheel drive version. A lot of the minivans here in Japan are both available in 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive, and so do select the 4-wheel drive ones if you're interested. That's the MNH15. Okay, and it's an interior B. I'd say interior B is right, but there is a cigarette burn, actually more than one cigarette burn on the seat, which is unfortunate. It was mentioned on here, though. Okay, it's a one-owner vehicle. Has TV, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, airbag, and Navi. It's very windy today. I'm about to get blown over. Original Toyota dealership 10 sheets of history, which is nice to see, especially on a one-owner vehicle. You know that they've been taking it to the Toyota dealer instead of the cheap areas that maybe, someone wants to cut corners on. Who knows? If you bring it to a Toyota dealer, they always are like, you need to replace this. And you're like, I don't know if I need to. And it tends to have a lot of pieces that are preemptively replaced or that sort of thing, which is good as you're buying it from someone else's overspending on a car. Anyway, this is xenon headlights, rear camera, 4-wheel drive, and then the report here says a seat has a repair from a cigarette burn hole. I'll show you that when we get inside. It actually has 2 other minor cigarette burns next to the repair. And then the interior doesn't smell like cigarettes, but we have to assume if we see cigarette burns on here, it's probably pretty likely that it will. But the interior actually smells pretty fine. So maybe, they were smoking in 2006 until 2010 and then quit. Who knows? Maybe they made a burn in their seat and they were like, you know what, I'm quitting now. Interior is slightly dirty, very scratches and dents. Has some minor dents here, some actually medium/larger scratches on the front bumper, and then an area here it says AU2, which is a medium dent and a scratch. So we'll check that in a sec. There's actually some surface rust on that as well, but you kind of have to use paint in order to repair it when it's an AU2 anyway, so the rust is only adding a tiny bit of extra work. Okay, as soon as I moved to Japan, these were everywhere, and they are very stunning looking. The big fascia on the front, the large headlights, the boxy look, the non-North American looks to it. It's a very stunning vehicle, and both these and the Elgrands are still to this day minivans that I wouldn't mind owning. This has extremely good build quality. I know that if you've watched more of my Alphard videos, then you'll hear me say this, but the Alphard feels more like a Lexus than it does a Toyota. There's certain Toyotas that have sort of a higher feel to them, like the paint is better quality, the fitment is maybe a little bit better, the chassis feels nicer when you drive it. I feel like the Crown is one example of that. The Land Cruiser is another one, Hiace, and the Alphard. It's good. I think most people would be very happy with this. Okay, so let's look at details. This one has, I guess the M's version comes with a little bit more of an aggressive front bumper package, including a grille that has both chrome and painted body color sections. It looks quite nice. The headlights are nice. They are like a copper color inside underneath the lens, and this car has probably been stored at least partially away from the sun because the headlights aren't cloudy like they tend to sometimes get. Since this one's going to Canada, if you're not going to be parking it in a garage, get some UV cover for the headlights because the headlight is huge. This is like, I don't know, the size of a large thing. And it takes up a lot of visual space on the front. If they start to fade, it's not going to look as clean and crisp and nice. It looks like it's leaking, but it's not. That's just coolant that spilled out when I opened up the reservoir to check the coolant. Fog lights with a little bit of an angry eye look to them, which is cool. Here's your A2. And touch-up paint would do wonders. Or you could fully repaint the bumper. I feel like if it were mine, just try to skillfully do some touch-up paint. You can check the color code. It's on the auction sheet. And then you can go and buy yourself some. It is 042. You can buy yourself some color match paint in North America because Toyota will use the same color outside of Japan as well. This pearlescent white. Side panel here is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Problem. Right here. It's got the dent along with some scratch that has continued onto the tail light, which can be polished. Then you can see a little bit of rust in there as well. And I was being a little bit dishonest because it wasn't perfect. There's a scratch here as well that I forgot to mention. Okay, on around back. Your back bumper has some ouchies on the corners. One there. A minor dent right here in the scuff plate. Something like this is a dealer optional piece, so that's nice to have. And some more ouchies over here, right on the corners. Okay, use the same touch-up paint. I'm going to tell you everything that you have to do. Yeah. Okay, going down this side, we are good, 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 good. I don't think there's any damage. I think there's a dent, actually. Or was that on the car? I just checked. I'm trying to fire away so many cars right now. We have 2 overflow today. See, we got 2 spaces left. We got an Impreza, we got a 911, and we got one more car coming, plus this car. So, yeah, 2 full. All right, so let's go in here. Doors open nice and wide, giving you lots of space to get into. These huge door cards have space to put tons of stuff inside it. You still get lots of room inside the interior on the front. It has a spacious feel to it. I'll show you that in a sec, but for now, let's do seats. Now, usually you get a beige interior in this, and I think there's one other color. Maybe like a lighter gray. This one's the charcoal interior, which isn't very common. It's nice. I like it. Okay. Here's what your driving position looks like. I don't know what you call this, the cockpit area. The steering wheel is a leather/wood. It's quite nice. I really like the two leather wood, and has buttons on here for audio controls, menu controls, and mode. I'm not sure what that does. Let's scooch over here. Easy to move from passenger to driver, which can be a plus. Show you what these look like. I think it's a nice looking gauge set. It's not the best, but it is pretty good. Okay, and you're gonna hear me sniff in a second. There is pollen attacking me big time right now. Okay, glove box number 1, glove box number 2, glasses box. Original Navi unit here, plus the rear cameras in there. Single zone climate control, but some of the higher spec ones have dual zone. You get a cigarette thingy that, it was around this time that ashtrays stopped being a normal part of cars. Unfortunately, it does use up some of your real estate up here, but it does look nice when it's closed. And then you can pretend it's not the cigarettes thing. Okay, shifting is good. Steering wheel barely anywhere. Airbag over here. Do we get more airbags? Maybe not. I feel like there, in this version of the Alphard, there are more airbags available. Okay, let's head over to the side here. These are dual sliding doors. Power ones are pretty common. This one doesn't have power doors. This one also has captain's chairs here instead of a bench. There are a few different configurations. I'm not an expert on that, but these ones do rotate around to the other direction if you want, which is really cool. And then you even have a seat belt that you can use here when it is in the back position. A lot of Japanese minivans have that as an option. It's kind of a sales point, you know, go camping or eat your lunch inside your car, facing together, road trip with your friends and talk to them face to face. Yeah. These seats are in the full back position, so you have enough leg room that you can stretch out completely. Actually, no, you can put them even further back. Wow. Pretty good. Cup holders. Thing. And your console here also has cup holders. Go away. I said go away. An auxiliary table that you can use there. Okay. Let's not forget to show you the cigarette burning seat. Right here. They've done the old cut some fabric from an invisible place of the seat and paste it on there, but the glue has discolored into a yellow. You also have another burn there and another minor one here. Okay, headliner's nice and clean, and as I said, it doesn't smell like cigarettes inside. These seats in the back, you can pass through in the center for the captain's chair version of them. These seats are currently in the frontal position, and they slide on a track on the side here. So these seats are not in the full back position, but plenty of space. These ones are in the front position, giving you the most amount of cargo room in the back. You still have a lot of room here for the legs, which is great for people who have the legs. You have 2 cup holders here and 2 here. And then yes, these can fold flat and these can fold flat to make it into a pseudo sleep-ish area. It's not the best. If there is a bench seat here, you can have more sleeping area, but I'd say that it's pretty decent. There's the other car that's coming. Looks nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to him in a second, but we're almost done here. Hi. Oh, look at that. Don't look at that. That one's not going on the channel. Sorry. Okay, so Alphard, dealer optional place to protect your carpets underneath that are in fantastic shape. Kind of a cheap feeling thing, but it's better than not having it. Okay, and as you can see, plenty of cargo room in here, even with the seats in place. And then these seats can flip to the side and actually attach on so that you can have the center section if you're holding something larger or longer in there. Okay, I'm going to go receive a GTR. Then I'm going to call Mike because we have to go move cars to another storage facility. So that's this one for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you don't, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.